Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. I'm Davide. I'm an Ethereum researcher, and I'm also a co-founder of PinAI, which is the project I'll be presenting today. PinAI is, the open platform for personal AI, and I hope that within this 20 minutes of this talk, it will be clear what personal AI is, why we call this the open platform, and basically where do we need crypto to kind of enable this. So first, on personal AI, I'm sure that if many of you, if you follow kind of like the AI development, you've seen that earlier this year, Apple announced this Apple Intelligence platform, which basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to come up with some useful AI applications. We've seen explosion of AIs in the past 2 years, but most of it is either chatbots or maybe useful for some specialized tasks like coding assistance, etc. But for a wide range of actions that we do by interacting with digital services today, the users haven't seen the promise of AI that basically take work out of you. So Apple wants to do this by automating kind of your digital tasks. But this has two main problems. So one problem is that actually they make this available only for iPhone 15 Pro and Plus users, so not everyone is gonna get this. And then the second one is that they still have a closed platform, so they still control everything, and they control basically access of who can provide services on this platform. So that's why we want to build this open platform, and also we want to make this personal AI available to basically everyone, even with smaller, less powerful devices. Yeah, so one thing that we believe is very important is basically to build a system that in order to allow personal AI, you essentially need two things. So one thing is the AI needs to have ample context on your personal data, right? It needs to know you, your preferences, and how does it do it? By basically having access to your historical data and your more current data. So basically at the bottom of this scheme that I used to represent this system is basically this data connector protocol. So that's one ingredient of the platform we are building. Basically, we are writing these data connectors that allow users to basically claim their data from Web 2 companies, download it, and then encrypt it with their own keys and store it privately, and make this available to models. Not in any inference or training process. The data is just used as context to these LLMs that can then basically compute requests on behalf of the user, the personal AI. And then the other piece is that essentially in order to basically make these AI services really useful, people talk a lot about agents, but one thing that it's clear today is that essentially if your model is 60% accurate or 70% accurate, basically you are not going to have an effective agent that can do things on your behalf. It needs to be 98, 99 plus percent accurate. So for this, we believe that the architecture that is going to emerge is you have a personal AI that is basically very close to you, trusted, preserves your privacy, but then you're going to access a whole host of AI services. There is a lot of Web 2 companies that are already working in turning their app into basically some LLMs that can basically interact and provide services on their behalf. And so we want to build this protocol, which basically it's kind of a market in between the personal AI and the services. that can be built on top. So basically, like the applications on these protocols are not like the typical dApps that you think about, but they are like agentic applications from like basically AI, like independent developers, or even like e-commerce sellers and things like that. Yeah, so we have some design for like the AI component that I will mainly skip through, but essentially like there is the on-device model is like a small LLM, open source. We are using Llama 3 right now, which is fine-tuned, and then and it's deployed on, it's optimized to be deployed on user phone. Yeah, so one other aspect of like the data side of the protocol is basically what we do is like we harvest the data from this data connector, and we construct this personal index with all the relevant features of like each user that the user can fully own and store in their private vault. And right now, like we built the initial data connector with our small engineering team, but what we want to do is basically incentivize like different developers around the world to basically build more data connectors, and like essentially this will be like an open source protocol where there is like some default template for like how a data connector works, and then people can basically build them as, this is one kind of application, if you will. Yeah, and then the other piece, which like I'm very excited about, and I've been like kind of doing some research on with our team, is like basically once you have like the personal AI and the contextual data, what you want to do is like initially we need to make it easy to people to like basically connect like agentic application and services to our platform. This is a shift that is already happening. Like there is a lot of like big Web2 companies that are investing in this. There is also a lot of startups that are working on basically training like browser agents that can basically operate like the current like e-commerce websites such as like Amazon or like eBay, et cetera. So we are talking with some of these and like basically try to understand what is a minimum spec to allow them to like deploy their agents on this platform. And so in summary, basically what we're trying to do is like now there is a user which reclaims its own data. The user has custody of their data, like, and we believe this is the only way personal AI can get like full context on someone, because no single company can essentially gather all this data and have custody. Like basically it's impossible already with current regulation, and regulations are trending even stricter. And then basically the personal AI sits on the user device, and then there is this protocol that basically coordinates like different services. Yeah, and basically here maybe I want to show like a small example of like something that basically this protocol can do. Like, so let's say that as a user you want to order something, let's say a pizza here, since you're in Italy, and essentially you ask your personal AI, I want to order a pizza, and then the personal AI has like basically full context on you, like it knows where you are from your phone, it knows like what type of flavors you like from like your past history, and can basically like use like your request to like route to like a bunch of services that can potentially compete to like offer like give the best offer to the user. And then the personal AI basically like can select like whichever like service better align with user preferences. And in the middle, there is this protocol that essentially like brokers this interaction and also logs all the past interactions, so that basically you can create reputation for this agent, and this in turn like kind of improves like future matches and like kind of increases the quality of the ecosystem. Yeah, so that's it as a preview. So thanks.